It is day 5 of this Spot Talk series already. And there's 2 major concepts that I want you to consider to be able to calm the whirlwind within you, not around you, but within you. So the first concept I want to share with you is from the book, The Oz Principle. And in this book, the authors speak about this concept of how we think and behave and act either above the line or below the line. And what above the line thinking is related to us as humans thinking in such a way that we are the victor. We are accountable. We are owners. We are positive. We are optimistic. We are seeking solutions. We are taking action. We are looking for better ways. So they would suggest that this is above the line thinking, behaving, and acting. But then there is the contrast, which is below the line. And when we think below the line, we're more of a victim. We might find fault, we might blame, we might make excuses, we might be pessimistic. This is the woe is me mentality. We see obstacles, we are defensive. So, this is an example of below the line thinking, behaving, and acting. And as humans, we're going to spend time in both places. That is just part of our humanness. I've heard it said we could visit below the line, but don't live there. We do have to process our feelings, our thoughts, our emotions related to things that happen or bad news or bad results. And we might just have to sit there for a little bit in this thinking and feeling that is below the line. But it is when we rise to thinking, feeling, and acting above the line that we can make things better for the future, right? That this is the place where we are going to make a difference. So that's one concept, above or below the line thinking, feeling, and acting. And then there's another concept I want you to consider, and it comes from Brooke Castillo. And she is a master life coach. In fact, she is the creator of the Life Coach School. So not only is she a life coach, she actually trains and certifies life coaches. And she has a model that she calls the model, and it's a 5-point model. In this model, she describes that when anything happens and there is a situation, right? So that's step 1. There's a situation that based on that situation, we have thoughts about that situation. And then we have feelings based on those thoughts. And then we take action based on those thoughts and feelings. And that creates an outcome. So this model is situation, thoughts, feelings, actions, outcomes. And in her view, and I've come to adopt this view, is that every situation is neutral. And when you think about all the situations that happen in our days and our weeks as leaders, whether in the whirlwind, whether they're in management, whether they're in that leadership bucket, that no matter what situation happens at work or in life, that it is neutral. So I'll give an example. Let's say you're stuck in traffic. And so let's talk about that situation and just the facts of that situation. And the facts of that situation is that you're in your vehicle and you're traveling from point A to point B. The speed limit, let's say, is 55, but you're only going 5 miles an hour because there's a traffic jam. That is the facts of the situation. And let's just call that neutral. However, it is our thinking and our thoughts about being in that situation that either can cause us joy or suffering, or even just being neutral, right? So it is our thoughts about it that will lead to our feelings about it. So if you know that you're going to be late for an interview or an appointment or for work and you're stuck in traffic, you're going to probably have some very specific thoughts about it. And then you're going to have feelings of anxiety and anxiousness and maybe even anger about it. That might lead to reactions of honking your horn. But the likelihood is the outcome's still going to be the same, right? You're still likely only going to get there at the time you're going to get there. And now you have suffered. But what if you chose different thoughts? What if you thought, this is all just part of the plan? I am supposed to be late. For some reason, possibly I'm being protected. by being in stalled traffic, that if the traffic was moving, maybe I'd be in an accident and I would be late for a different reason and a worse reason. Maybe I could choose a thought, I can't change it, so I'm going to create joy in it. I'm going to listen to my favorite podcast or my favorite music or call my son and have a nice conversation. So, choosing our thoughts, choosing better thoughts, more above the line thoughts versus below the line thoughts, feeling like a victor versus a victim can help us reclaim some joy. The research out there supports that we have thousands of thoughts a day. Most of them are negative and most of them are on repeat. So, the idea or the concept around this model is taking a pause, assessing the facts of a situation, and being more deliberate in our thoughts, being more intentional in our thoughts, and when possible, choosing more above the line thoughts than below the line thoughts. And that will lead to better feelings, more joy, and more taking action versus reacting, and most possibly better outcomes. So we've included a one-page activity, and it's just 2 steps that it can help you as a daily practice. If you choose to adopt it, working to calm down the chaos that can come from our own thoughts and feelings. And it is this combination of proactive leadership work that helps us calm down that whirlwind in our day to day work lives, and also daily activities to self coach that can help us calm down the whirlwind in our own brains. And we encourage you to just start. Each one of these daily practice on its own can make a difference in your work life and in your life, but in combination, they can truly help you to calm the chaos, reclaim your focus, energy, and joy. And we truly hope that over these 5 days of this Spot Talk series, that you feel equipped and inspired to make positive change to calm the chaos and reclaim your focus, energy, and joy. We're wishing you the very best. And we thank you for all that you do to make things better for the future in this purposeful work of being a leader in healthcare.